On May 6, 2025, India and the United Kingdom sealed a landmark free trade agreement after 3 years of intense negotiation. This deal is set to nearly double bilateral trade to a staggering $100 billion by 2030, transforming economic ties between two of the world's fastest growing and most dynamic economies. In today's episode of Logistically Speaking, I give you everything you need to know about the deal. The India-UK Free Trade Agreement has a history rooted in growing economic ties and strategic partnership, beginning with the launch of the enhanced trade partnership by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Boris Johnson in May 2021. Formal negotiation for the FTA started in January 2022, with both countries aiming to conclude the deal swiftly, initially targeting Diwali 2022. However, the process extended to more than 3 years, involving 15 rounds of talk pauses due to elections in both countries and changes in UK leadership. Despite challenges in issues like tariff, visas and carbon taxes, the deal was finalized in May 2025, making a landmark moment expected to nearly double bilateral trade to $100 billion by 2030 and deepen economic cooperation between India and the United Kingdom. As part of the deal, India will slash tariff on 90% of UK imports, including Scotch whisky, with duties dropping from 150% to 75% immediately and eventually to 40% over 10 years. UK automotives will see tariff cut from over 100% to just 10%, with quotas initially applying to internal combustion engine cars. On the flip side, the UK will eliminate tariff on 99% of Indian exports, textiles, leather goods, gems and jewellery, pharmaceutical and more will enter the UK market duty-free. This means Indian exporters can expect a surge in competitiveness and market access, while UK consumers will enjoy more choices at better prices. This translates to an important win for some key sectors like textile and apparel, where tariff in the range of 4 to 12% will vanish, boosting exports of fabrics, garments and home linens. Similarly, for leather and footwear, up to 16% duty cuts will be made, making Indian shoes and accessories more competitive. Duty-free access will slash the cost of gems and jewellery, driving higher sales in luxury goods. And streamlined approval for pharma and chemical will speed up market entry for Indian generics and specialty chemicals. The icing is that with India's solar capacity expected to reach 125 gigawatt by 2030 and the UK's net zero goals by 2050, renewable energy and green tech export will get a major boost. Currently, the India-UK trade account for just 2% of India's total trade, a modest figure given our economic size. But post-FTA, bilateral trade is projected to grow at 15% annually until 2030, reaching approximately GBP 45 billion in Indian export and GBP 30 billion in UK imports. The UK government called this the biggest bilateral trade deal since Brexit, expected to add £4.8 billion annually to the UK economy by 2040. That said, not all sectors are fully on board. Indian car manufacturers worry about a flood of UK luxury car import. Whisky tariff remain a sensitive issue, with health advocates and domestic producers lobbying for protections, especially during a period where Indian single malts like Old John Indri is making waves around the world. There is also a fear by medical device makers in India that zero tariff rules might allow Chinese product to enter via UK, calling for strict origin verification. Talent exchange will also be impacted as visa and mobility rules for professionals are still being negotiated, given the UK continues to be cautious about immigration impact. If we need to peek into the future, one can estimate that though talks concluded, the FTA text is still being finalized, with ratification expected in 2026. Some key issues like auto quotas and carbon border taxes are still being unresolved. But on the whole, the deal could pave the way for future agreement with the European Union and the US, boosting India's global trade footprint. For Indian exporters, this means new opportunities and easier access to one of the world's wealthiest market. On the other hand, UK consumers get access to a wider range of affordable Indian products. Also, professionals and startups on both sides can benefit from easier movement and collaboration. Ultimately, this FTA is a strategic win, strengthening the UK-India partnership for decades to come. What do you think about the India-UK Free Trade Agreement? Will it unlock new business opportunities or pose challenges for local industries? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, hit that like button, share it with your network, and subscribe for more updates on the global trade and economic trends. Thank you.